Hello, I'm back again for my final review of DC Comics New 52. Now, before I go to Batman Dark Knight, I have one other comic, the second printing of Swamp Thing. Now, for the second printings of the New 52, apart from the printings of Justice League number 1, the background is in red. Anyway, Swamp Thing was made particularly famous by Alan Moore's run on it that gave Swamp Thing a more spiritual type of story. Anyway, Swamp Thing played a significant part in the DC universe at the dawn of it, because he was the Guardian chosen by the White Lantern Ring at the end of Brightest Day, which was DC Comics' last major event before Flashpoint, which changed the DC universe forever. On to review. It starts off with lots of pigeons dropping dead in Metropolis. Meanwhile, in the Batcave, lots of bats are dropping, and in the sea, Aquaman sees lots of fish dropping dead. Anyway, Alec Holland seemed to no longer be the Swamp Thing. I'm not really sure how that works, but they've obviously left the story very open beginning. Anyway, Superman comes in asking for help. Anyway, back to animals. I thought Swamp Thing only concerned himself with the nature of plants, not animals. Anyway, they talk about how Alec Holland could help. I don't really see how Alec Holland is supposed to become Swamp Thing again. Anyway, some fossils get resurrected, and some flies go into some guy's ears, making their next turn backward. Extortionist. Meanwhile, Alec Holland is having a nightmare where he's reliving the events where he became Swamp Thing. Anyway, just before he's about to throw the formula that he was making where he became Swamp Thing, another Swamp Thing appears behind him, which is exactly identical to the Swamp Thing he was. I was a bit disappointed that I only got to saw the Swamp Thing at the last panel, and I didn't really want to see any superheroes. So, it's interesting, but disappointing. Anyway, Batman Dark Knight. Now, one thing which Batman Dark Knight was infamous for in its last run was its delays. I was a bit disappointed when halfway through it, David Finch dropped down from being the artist and just became the writer instead of both the artist and the writer, but the new run is the opposite. He's the artist, but not the writer. Which I love, because I really love his heavy black inks. Oh, heavy blacks with interesting shapes. Anyway, it seems to go very much the tone of the previous run of Dark Knight. Anyway, we see here, once again, like Batman, some old faces and new faces. David Finch draws the Batman supervillains really well, so this is a really great panel. As there's an interesting clown guy, I'd be interested in the backstory of him. Does he work for the Joker, or is he another clown? Anyway, I'm kinda lost for words here. Yes, I'm giving away the ending, but his attention to detail with muscles and stuff is really good. And it will appear that, yes, Two-Face didn't lose an eye, he still has. Anyway, that's it. If Batman Dark Knight is able to run on time, then I'll be collecting it regularly, but I'll still be collecting Batman, Aquaman, and Animal Man. I already have the number 2 of Animal Man, and it's great. Now, from what I've heard, Detective Comics number 2 is awful. I mean, not surprising, because I was having a hard time finding good things to say about Detective Comics number 1, as you might remember. So, not gonna be collecting that. Anyway, thank you for listening. Sorry if I've been going a bit slow at times. That's it.